See, now this is when you like to have a boat. Is a beautiful 65-degree October evening, about probably 15 minutes before the sun goes down. Perfect time for a pipe smoke. So I'm having some Arcadia from McLellan. Great stuff. I have a couple tins of this left. So I kind of keep it for special occasions. It's just a really nice English. So. My first pipe smoke since getting COVID about a week ago. So I tested negative with a home test, so, you know, take that for what it is. About an hour ago. So I'm celebrating. And it wasn't bad. I mean, I've heard people say, oh, I felt terrible. I had chills. I had fevers. I had body aches. Mine was just like a mild flu without all that stuff. So I'm lucky. But I do take vitamin D. Have I always done that? I certainly did during COVID. There's a guy on YouTube, John Campbell. Campbell Teaching is his video page. Great stuff. I trust him. He's very evidence-based. And he since has come around as far as illness as a result of vaccines and stuff. So his latest, the results of some studies, peer-reviewed, documented, were that, you know, normal vaccines like the flu vaccine, which I get every year, you know, you'll have a serious consequence of that. 1 in a million, 1 in 1.5 million jabs. So now that there's time to evaluate the early COVID stuff, even though there's probably a lot that is not documented very well, they're coming up with 1 in 1,000 serious consequences of vaccine jabs. So, yeah. So, do you get your vaccine, this third dose? Now, there's a question. So, everybody has to make it for themselves, but also Paxlovid. You know, it occurred to me that, well, you know, I'm of an age, and I have an employer who's very conscious of health care and so forth. So it was readily available. But the numbers aren't good for that either, you know. So I just thought, okay, I'm just going to see what happens here. And it was mild. So, yeah. So where I work, the protocol is you start feeling sick, you quarantine for 5 days, and then you can come back to work, but you have to mask for 5 days. So now I'm into 5 days of masking. I hate that. So I have a job that requires concentration and focus. So I will often come in, and it works with my natural diurnal clock to come in later, kind of a swing shift. So that's what I'm going to do I'm down at the marina here. I'm going to check the batteries. There's always maintenance to do. There is always, but that's not necessarily a bad thing because it keeps you involved with the boat. But I'll head to work, and then I've got some stuff that came in. With your smartphone, you can stay connected to work to a fault, maybe. So I have a couple of kind of urgent-ish projects that I need to complete. See, the sun is going down. It's already starting to feel kind of cool. That sun was nice. So, anyway, I'll go back to work. Being quarantined at home did allow me to do some things at home that chore stuff. I'm starting to get firewood in, clearing a site for another little outbuilding, just little repairs and stuff. It just needed to get done. So that's been nice, actually. And then it's been over the weekend, so I didn't go into the office, and there was nothing coming in on email, but then on Monday there was, so I needed to go in. So I was there last night. But anyway, I'll get the batteries checked here and then get the boat plugged in. And it's looking good after its little haul out in Port Townsend. And the decks, the new anti-skid or non-skid, is looking great. I do see some painting that I need to do, so I'll put that on the list. This week is supposed to be real nice, so might be, who knows, October, it's a little hit and miss, so I'll try and get that done before winter really sets in, so sometime this week I'll do that. Such a nice smoke. It's so mellow. Of course, it's from, hard to say, it's kind of worn off. Yeah. Anyway, really nice stuff. McLellan, we miss you. Yes, indeed. To throw a jacket on here pretty soon. But that's a great thing about the boat. You can come down here and enjoy it, even if it's raining and cold and wet. Climb in the cabin there, turn the heater on, and it's such a small space, it heats up real nice. And have yourself a cup of hot tea and read a little bit. It's great. Everybody's boats look pretty good because we had a little rain, kind of wash them off. And while I did get out on the boat a little bit this summer with the canoe journey and then on another trip, it's never enough, So that's kind of my goal, is to keep working, but because I like what I do, and I get a lot of value out of that. And honestly, I kind of parlay that into community service. That's a longer discussion, but I get a lot of value out of it. So I'm going to keep doing it, I think, about as long as I can, but integrate more me time into there too. And if that means I have to go to a 4-day work week or something like that, I could do that. I'm trying to, we play this game in the U.S., trying to maximize your income in your later working years, so your Social Security reflects that. So I'll have to think about how I'm going to do that. This is a Bulldozer by Briarcraft. So it's, frankly, probably a basket pipe. Even though I always think of basket pipes as unmarked pipes. But this is probably from the 60s, I'm going to guess. Nice rustication. Straight billiard, so it smokes real nice. You can't go wrong, really. Well, I did have a Weber once that just, it was a shitty smoker. I don't know what the deal was. Whether it just smoked wet and poorly. And it's a rare pipe that I run into that's like that. And this kind of shape just smokes real nice. So life is good. Trees are turning. We're into autumn. That was always my favorite time of the year when I was growing up in Colorado. I don't know why, it just resonated with me. So, yeah. These cell covers are just a mess. I'm gonna, I mean, they are just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. So I have all the materials to make some new ones, and I just need to do it. I have this old treadle sewing machine from the late 1800s, 1897 maybe, and it's been repaired, and it's never been the same after it was repaired, sadly. And this kind of stuff with the synthetic fabrics, this umbrella and stuff, and multiple layers of umbrella with webbing, and it's a little much for that machine. So I may have to actually buy a sewing machine. Ugh. So we'll see. That's a winter project, though. These will hang in there until I can get the new ones built. So, and the Dodger needs repair. It's 20 plus years old, sitting out in the sun, 365, 24/7, 365. I mean, it is amazing how well it is held up. But it's the stitching mostly, although the fabric on that is starting to go. So it actually needs replacement. So maybe I'll do the sail covers first and then kind of get in the groove and then take on the Dodger. Dodgers are usually, I've watched some YouTube videos and people say, oh my God, that's the hardest thing I ever did. So, but to have one made is really expensive. So, probably because it is difficult. You get what you pay for. And mine was made by an old guy, my age, 20 plus years ago. So I tried to find his little company, and it's long gone. So, see if he'd be interested in resewing it, or maybe had a pattern that he kept. Who knows? He did a great job, wonderful job. But I don't know if I could equal that, but I would use the old one as a template for the new one. So it's just about done, as is the sun. So I'm going to get to my chores here, and the batteries. I have 2 golf cart batteries down there, 6-volt golf cart batteries, and then a starting battery, a 12-volt car battery, and I think they need replacement. I'll have to look. My record keeping is not ideal. I should just write everything down and in a log. I did that for a while, but yeah, I keep receipts. So, but they're all stuffed in a big file that's, that wide. So, so it might be kind of hard to trace the date on those. They might have a stamp, or how batteries, sometimes they'll mark the age of them when they were installed. So, but they need replacement. And that is going to be a few bucks. So, but hey, it's a boat. Everything is a few bucks. But you have to focus on how great this is. What we tell ourselves, right? There's a YouTube video, a channel called Life is Like Sailing. And it's this couple up in British Columbia. And they have some great videos. Great in the sense of videography. They're very relaxing to watch and very scenic. They go all these interesting places on the inside Gulf Islands and north, and very inspiring stuff. So I would like to do more of that. Get out and spend a lot of the summer sailing. Yes, indeed. So we'll see if I can balance that with work. They just kind of, and it happens. You just kind of wear more and more hats. I'm the transportation planner now. I'm the yeah. So I just treat everything as a mapping project, and that's my way of dealing with it. And then this stuff comes in, these projects today that I have to go to work for. It's good fun, but it's like, oh, we need it today. Well, how about tonight? Yeah. So I don't know how that would work with taking the summer off and going sailing, frankly. And yeah, you can work remotely, but what I do is digital mapping, and so you need a big screen, you need a powerful computer, you need all your data, and that's not impossible, but yeah, I mean, it's more and more doable, honestly. We'll see. Yeah. But that's kind of the goal, is to enjoy things more while I can, while I'm physically able to do it. But this summer, anchored out, it's just so great. It's just so wonderful. I have an Armstrong windlass here, which means there is no windlass. It's my arms. A 33-pound Bruce anchor and 60 feet of chain. It's high test, so it's reasonably sized, but still, it's like, oh, you really feel it. But kind of keeps you going. So. There's a little bit left in there. Finger tamp. I mean, with a regular tamper, how do you feel where everything is? It's like driving with a stick. A stick meaning instead of a steering wheel, it's like you're steering the wheel with a stick. So you're not really feeling the steering wheel. That's how I look at it. Finger tapping, I mean, what's the big deal? It just doesn't, if it's too hot, you withdraw your finger. People are such... But the benefit is it allows you to feel what's going on in the bowl. Where it's burned, where it isn't, It's just more of the whole experience, if you ask me. Anyway, just share a moment here. It's always fun. I'm a social smoker, so I normally don't smoke by myself. I like to smoke when I'm doing chores around the house, around the yard. I don't smoke in the house. But really, it's just so much more enjoyable for me to smoke socially. And pipe smoking just is this relaxing thing that you're doing together that encourages good conversation. So that's what I'm doing right now. I always have. It's such a kind of an odd thing, but there it is. Blue heron landing on somebody's boat. It's probably going to shit like a cup of bird excrement all over the boat. Mind your manners. They always seem grumpy, blue herons. They like pterodactyls. Okay, that's it. Got to get to work here. All right. Thanks for joining me.